teeny tiny car. And you gotta get big stuff in it. This past weekend, I leveled the basement floor in preparation for putting in the in-floor heat. There was someone else who had said that he could do it, and then he said he couldn't because of scheduling conflicts, and that his next available time was going to be in about 2 or 3 weeks. And that was just way too late for us. So I started off there, you can see, cleaning up some of the debris, and then I had to start trying to get some of the dirt out. It's kind of ironic that we've been in a drought for a good chunk of the summer, and then right before the roof goes on and we have to redo the basement, we get a whole bunch of rain, so a whole bunch of dirt spilled in. So I had to try to get that out without getting too much of the gravel out. So you can see me here just kind of trying to figure out how do I get these things separated without putting too much gravel out in the driveway. So now I'm moving on to the bedroom and kind of trying to get that all straightened out because they put in the drain tile. It was very, very uneven, and actually I misunderstood and thought that the gravel was supposed to be below the drain tile, but actually it was supposed to be above it. The drain tile was supposed to be under the gravel. So unfortunately this week my general contractor had to come back in and bury the drain tile underneath the gravel. So I felt kind of bad about him having to do that after I at least tried to get everything right. But at least he was able to get it done, and I think I did a good chunk of the work by at least getting everything mostly even and getting it to where we didn't have these big, huge dips and valleys in the gravel. There was so much gravel in the back that I ended up having to get a shovel to try to get into the garage so I could maybe build up there, and those are some pretty heavy rocks, even though it doesn't look like I'm shoveling a whole lot. It was very heavy. I would say it's probably about the kind of the same as carrying a big bag of dog food. It was not light shoveling at all. here's the result of 4 hours of work, lots of sweat, lots of water, and 1,100 calories burned according to my Apple Watch. So definitely looks a lot better than when I started. Before the roof got put on Saturday, a lot of water ended up leaking in with all the days of rain we had, so I came back the next day to try to clean all that up. So we've been starting to kind of get the holes for the ventilation system going, and we'll keep on with that. We're going to change our plans ever so slightly to accommodate a bigger ventilation system than we initially thought we needed, but other than that, we've just kind of got various, just a lot of prep type stuff. She's still here with me, always wants to come see her house, but we're, kind of, it's like, the way I kind of think about it is like, we've got the structure, so that'd be like the muscles and the bones are kind of mostly done. There's a few things, and now what we're working on are basically the organs of the house, things that are going to make everything work. So like plumbing, electricity, ventilation, all that kind of stuff. So here are the pads that are going to be used for the in-floor heat in the basement. And so as you can see is that they have these nubs, these little nubs. They kind of look like Legos. And then they've got styrofoam underneath. So this is going to provide the insulation from the ground, and then it's got a vapor barrier, and then the little nubs, try to get a better view there, are going to hold the pipes in place. So I think that's going to be personally my next big project. You can see people have kind of walked on my beautiful floor since I did it, but it still is pretty much mostly level. So maybe before we put down the poly as the vapor barrier and the pads, I might have to kind of go back and kind of fuss at it. But yeah, so that's what all the pads look like, all over there. And I feel like they're pretty light. Like when they brought them in, they were just kind of carrying them on one shoulder. Like one of these does not weigh a whole lot. I can lift it up pretty easily. She's just standing right there, but yeah, I can lift one of these guys without too much trouble. So yeah, that's the next big project.